Hi everybody. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. So I was playing a few games yesterday as Anubarak and Diablo, and um, well, they were. I thought they were pretty good, and I realized that I wasn't recording. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be practicing my casting of these games, of my own games. So they are going to be pretty different, and I do know the outcomes, but I'm going to try and let that not affect me. Um, and again, this is really for practice for me, and because I also think that these games are great highlights of one, never give up, never ever give up, because you can always come back, and two, just some highlights of the hero's capabilities. So, without further ado, let's get this casting on. Hello, everyone. All right, so the red team. On the red team, we have Lieutenant Morales, Anubarak, Illidan, Brightwing, and Falstad. On the blue team, we have Murky, Tassadar, Falstad, Sonya, and the Butcher. Um, so it looks like Anubarak, Illidan, and Lieutenant Morales are going top, and it looks like Brightwing and Falstad are going bottom. On the red team, on the blue team, we have Butcher, Sonya, and Murky going top, and Tassadar Falstad going bottom. So, with some of the initial poking here, Sonya diving in on Anubarak, good stun by Anubarak there. Butcher throwing out his brand on Illidan, but Illidan popping evasion to really negate that basic attack damage. In the bottom lane, again, some of that basic poking. Brightwing going up against Tassadar Falstad. Falstad looks like he took some serious damage there, um, but hopefully Brightwing will be able to keep him up. Going back up to the top lane, we've got Illidan taking some pretty significant damage, but LT switching targets and helping to heal him up. Anubarak in a bit of trouble here. Good Q, stunning all three of the enemy team. But again, staying in the fight. The beam is on him, but he is taking quite a lot of damage. And Illidan diving in, getting caught out. Again, Anubarak trying to peel for him. And all of this in the middle of a minion wave. Um, Lieutenant Morale is pretty low on mana. And Nubarak going in really deep, trying to do some damage, but unfortunately going too deep without heals from the LT, getting himself caught out and killed. In the bottom lane, again, it looks like the Falstad Brightwing are not doing as well against the Falstad Tassadar combo. Falstad getting pretty low on health there. Tassadar Shield's able to keep the Falstad on the blue team alive, and a pretty good job of that. Going back into the top lane, looks like Anubarak is going back top, and the towers are beginning to take some damage on the red team, and with that, the first Immortals have spawned. Red team coming down to do some damage on their Immortals. Enemy team, or excuse me, blue team coming in to do some damage to the Demon Immortal. Butcherbrand going out. Looks like Brightwing might be trying to come in here to maybe run some interference. Blue team able to do much more damage than the red team to their Immortal in the same period of time, and we'll see if that's going to continue throughout the map. Again, Q coming out, spikes coming out, stunning the enemy Tassadar, but no follow-up damage really to capitalize on that. Illidan looks like he's getting caught out a little bit. Nubarak trying to help peel for him. Maybe Nubarak going in deep, picking up the first kill on the blue team, getting a double kill on the Butcher with the body block. Tassadar phase shifting away. Looks like Anubarak is just trying to help defend the red team's Immortal. Again, Illidan coming back, picking up a kill. And the red team is switching over to attack the blue Immortal, while Anubarak stays behind to defend. In the meantime, Sonya is soaking experience in the bottom lane, and again, that's just sort of helping keep them in the experience fight, even with that double kill loss. The team's very even right now. Looks like the blue team is just trying to push, but unfortunately, red team will get their Immortal with 1348 health remaining. Um, so the Immortal will be pushing top. In the meantime, it looks like both Sonya and Falstad will be in the bottom lane soaking. And in the meantime, it looks like the entirety of the red team, except for Brightwing, who is hearthing, will be there. And now, just pushing with the Immortal, it looks like Anubarak is going to be rotating down to try and stop this push by the enemy's team, Butcher, Falstad, and Sonya, as they come into the red fort. Anubarak coming in, let's see if he's able to stop anything. Q picks up stuns on both Falstad and Butcher, with the Sonya just trying to do some damage. And again, Anubarak sitting here, just keeping the blue team heroes off of the fort for the duration. Now it looks like the Immortal is down, but red team was able to pick up a fort and the tower as well. Now the red team needs to be thinking about what to do next, and it looks like they're going to be going for the Impalers in the top lane. Anubarak rotating up top as he sees that the blue team is coming in really strong here. Falstad getting caught out, getting charged by the Butcher, getting really locked down. Oh, but a good polymorph from Brightwing will be able to stop the Butcher's charge. Falstad being able to get away, but now it looks like Brightwing and LT are going to be caught out in a full 4v3. Anubarak coming in trying to help, getting a stun out on the enemy team. Sonya trying to push really hard, missing with her Q ability, and we pick up the red team is able to pick up no kills. The blue team does get a double kill on both the LT and the Illidan for the red team. Anubarak diving in here, trying to pick up that kill on Tassadar, trying to finish him off, not going to be able to, and unfortunately because of that decision, the red team's Falstad ends up getting picked off as well. Anubarak getting charged by the Butcher, throwing down slows, trying to slow him down, but unfortunately for the Butcher, the Anubarak is able to escape with his Burrow charge. In the meantime, unfortunately, the blue team sniped the red team's Impalers, picking them up. They weren't able to push very far, and the red team coming back in here very strong. Anubarak getting killed by a Murky. That's embarrassing. And the LT trying to heal Illidan, not there in time. And again, just the red team trying to slow down this push from the blue team, and the Immortals are up as well. So they need to be keeping an eye on that. The red team picking up a kill on the Falstad and then rotating down to deal with the Immortals. Unfortunately, while they're doing this, the blue team has picked up Impalers. That looks like they'll be pushing for a pretty decent amount of time. And again, the red team with the 50%, the Immortals switching back and forth, switching positions. And during this time, looks like the red team's able to pick up a kill on the Butcher, and Falstad going in on the Sonya. Good polymorph from the Brightwing will prevent her from being able to dive away. A healing ward placed by the Tassadar. Murky getting picked up. LT dropping her healing beam on the Anubarak. A triple stun on the red team. And Anubarak going in, just doing some damage. Illidan going in super deep on the Falstad. And the Anubarak burrow charging in to pick up that kill. Looks like the blue team is trying to pick up a kill on Falstad with Murky. And again, the red team is trying to keep Butcher charging in on the Falstad with the Anubarak peeling for him. However, he's not able to keep that kill. Unfortunately, during that period of time, LT was taken out, and now Sonya's switching over to Falstad getting another kill. The Illidan getting caught out, getting body blocked, and unfortunately again dying there, and then the Tassadar shield will let the Sonya get away. So, and then Anubarak getting killed by the Murky. So again, red team, the red team and the blue team are still tied for experience. However, on the blue team are going to be able to do some pretty significant damage to their Immortal here because four of the red team were down. The red team coming back in strong with Falstad's ability to jump, trying to get a kill on the Murky, not able to, and now the Butcher charging back in, seeing that he was going to get caught out, and so canceling that charge. Illidan coming back in here. Again, Anubarak trying to make his way back in, but will it be in time? Falstad trading into each other. The red team Falstad with the Q. A good stun from the Anubarak will pick up 3 stuns. Unfortunately, the Tassadar, the friendly blue team Tassadar was caught out, and then the Butcher was also taken down. And now the situations have reversed in that there are now 4 red team able to just deal pretty much unmitigated damage to the blue. Unfortunately, the blue team Murky just dealing damage to the red Immortal, and the blue team will be picking up the Immortal with 5.3k health. So, the red team catching the Murky out. Again, not a huge pickup, but some experience. Looks like the red team will be rotating up to help defend this push from the blue team Immortal. Anubarak going in, spawning beetles to deal some damage. Doesn't look like it'll be enough to stop the push on both the towers and gate. However, while that's happening, the red team Illidan diving super strong onto the blue team Falstad, picking up a kill thanks to the Cosmic Wind dropped by Brightwing. The enemy Sonya looked like she was going to be attacking the Brightwing, but instead decided to peel off. Anubarak coming in here super strong, getting a stun off with his Burrow Charge, and then popping a Cocoon on the enemy Tassadar, and now the red team should be able to pick up a kill on the Tassadar, and they do. So again, Cocoon there locking down their Tassadar, making it so that he can't shield anyone and also not able to move. The red team Falstad just sort of cleaning up the final push from that Immortal. Immortal not getting more than halfway through the health of the tower, or excuse me, the fort, and then now the red team looks like they're grabbing camps as they should. Illidan getting caught out, Illidan and Falstad getting caught out in a 4v2. Illidan getting ganked pretty hard. Falstad able to escape though with his fly ability. And again, it looks like the blue team will be pushing into the top fort with a 4v2 Falstad, Falstad v Falstad, and LT on the red team with Sonya and the Butcher on the blue team. It looks like they will be getting the fort. However, now it is a 4v3 for the red team with the only person missing. And Anubarak picking up a Cocoon on the enemy team Butcher, which helps prevent him from being able to escape. A good Lamb to the Slaughter might be able to help him walk away from this. However, it looks like it probably won't be. Burrow charging underneath the wall, picking up the stun on the Butcher, and the LT moving into body block and picking up the kill. In the meantime, it looks like the Falstad got Octo grabbed, and a Hinterland Blast getting interrupted by the hunt by Illidan. Excellent play. And then the Murky getting picked up by the red team. Unfortunately, the Illidan really chased down the Falstad and was caught out by a returning Tassadar and Sonya. So now it is Murky. Murky is trading into Anubarak, and it looks like Anubarak is trying to disengage. LT and Brightwing coming in to provide support against this. The Immortals are up. Falstad flying in and rotating down to deal some damage to the Immortals. In the meantime, the Fallen Shaman is pushing in the bottom lane for the blue team pretty strong. Looks like they're going to be able to get this keep during this Immortals phase, which is pretty big. Well timed on the blue team to be able to pick this up. While this is happening, it looks like there is a 3v3 going on with someone in the Cocoon. Anubarak trying to pick up a kill on the Butcher. Not able to. The blue team looks like they're trying to disengage. Q from the Anubarak will pick up a triple stun and allow the Falstad to pick up kills on both Butcher and the enemy Falstad on the blue team. Anubarak coming in here, or excuse me, Brightwing coming in here to try and deal with his push. Doesn't look like he'll be too successful, and in the meantime, Sonya is just soaking and using her Whirlwind to heal herself. In the meantime, the red team looks like they are just trying to push down this Immortal as much as possible. Unfortunately, it looks like they aren't going to be that successful doing it. However, both Brightwing and LT are coming in now to put pressure on the enemy team Murky to help defend. So again, now the red team is forced the switch, so now the Immortals are at 50% and they are rotating through. And it looks like the Brightwing has polymorphed, and Saved, yep. So Illidan coming in to protect the Murky, but unfortunately it is now a 2v3. The blue team's Butcher, Tassadar, and Falstad coming in. Butcher charging in on the Illidan, who is Shrunk Raid. Cocoon Wrap going out on the Butcher again to prevent that brand from doing too much work. The red team trying to just, again, peel for their damaged teammates. It looks like the Anubarak got caught in a Lamb to the Slaughter and is really locked down. Let's see if he can get out. Unfortunately, he cannot. In the meantime, the Brightwing LT and the Falstad are running away while Illidan is trying to escape. But while that was occurring, the red team was able to pick up their own Immortal, which will be pushing in the bottom lane. It looks like the Falstad will be trading into the Sonya, trying to do some damage, not really able to. Hinterland Blast almost picking up a kill on the red team Falstad. And again, in the meantime, we have the Immortal pushing the bottom lane for the red team. Looks like Falstad's just cleaning up this minion wave. The red team's Immortal shield basically vaporizing underneath the onslaught of 4 of the enemy team's damage. Butcher charging in on it. Anubarak looks like he's going to just be soaking top lane during this push because the Immortal is dead. Did about half of the damage there to the bottom fort. Anubarak taking some significant damage from the Murky, but the entirety of the red team coming in here to try and stop it, to deal that damage to the Murky, trying to pick up that kill. Successfully picking up that kill, and now going in and getting the Fallen Shaman. In the meantime, the blue team has picked up the Impalers in the bottom lane, and will be pushing with them up into the fort, or keep, excuse me, to just try and deal that last bit of damage to pick it up so that they begin spawning catapults for the rest of the game. So the red team trying to come down, LT with a medevac, dropping them off. Anubarak taking some significant damage, but staying alive. The blue team having to back off here. They're not able to deal with that damage output potential or sustained potential. And so backing off, the red team able to clean up the lane. In the meantime, Fallen Shaman for the red team will be pushing the top lane, while the blue team looks like they are rotating to capture their own Fallen Shaman Bruiser camp. Anubarak coming in to check out the enemy team, seeing that they are getting it, throwing a stun out, but then disengaging. Not able to, definitely don't want to be engaging into a 3v5 with Anubarak, LT, and Brightwing. So again, the friendly team, the red team, rotating up into the top lane to try and help push with this Fallen Shaman. Doesn't look like they'll be too successful. Butcher's charge going out on Anubarak. Lamb to the Slaughter down, hooking in the LT. Enemy team looks like they don't really recognize that and are still focusing on Anubarak. Sonya just seeing there at the end. The Cocoon going out on the Butcher to prevent that damage from really hurting the Lamb to the Slaughter target. And it looks like the red team will just be standing around trying to soak up as much experience as possible. Medevac coming down from the LT to go to the Immortals to do some damage to them, while the blue team looks like they are just going to be doing the same down to their own Immortal. Murky actually coming in from the blue team, doing some damage to the Falstad. Falstad getting stunned and then hit with the Pufferfish. In the meantime, the red team has pushed the phase to 50%, and now it looks like there will be another team fight. Hinterland Blast coming out for the Falstad, doing a significant amount of damage to the blue team's Falstad. Anubarak trying to body block, trying to do his best he can to get in front of the Sonya, prevent her from engaging onto the Lieutenant Morales. Illidan diving super deep, getting caught out in a 3v1 essentially. A Cocoon going out on the Sonya, unfortunately body blocking his own frame, but preventing Sonya from being able to dive onto the LT. Taking a lot of damage there, but again, stopping that Butcher charge as soon as it landed on him, knocking him away. Anubarak, again, body block, trying to get out of this fight. Looks like he's not going anywhere, but fortunately for him, the blue team had the same idea and is disengaging. Blue team Falstad trying to dive and not successful in landing his Hammerang. And again, Anubarak just going in, doing damage to the Immortal, trying to push this phase, trying to get it out. LT retreating, very low on mana. Burrow charge coming in, unfortunately pushing, the Anubarak got pushed out and was very quickly brought down by the Butcher and Falstad combo. In the meantime, the red team's Falstad is trying to disengage from this 4v2. Doesn't look like he's going to be super successful. However, the LT has dropped a medevac ship, and so hopefully should be able to save this Falstad. Illidan coming in with the medevac, and they're going to be trying to push the blue team off. Looks like the blue team was able to pick up, the Illidan, red team Illidan was able to pick up a kill. However, good Lamb to the Slaughter will prevent the Illidan from engaging on anyone else. Now, the question is, can they keep the Murky from picking it up? And unfortunately, no. So that final pufferfish was enough to push the phase, and so it will be the blue team's Immortal pushing for them in the top lane. So, looks like the blue team will be rotating top to... No, they will be moving... They will be split pushing. Murky looks like he's going bottom to try and do some damage to the core. In the meantime, the blue Immortal will be pushing top to try and get that fort down. Anubarak and LT in the back lane here. Brightwing looks like he's getting caught out by the Sonya. Again, the Illidan and the Anubarak, along with the Brightwing, are doing damage. However, again, Falstad super deep. Q able to prevent any significant damage coming out to the friendly red team Falstad, but Anubarak getting caught and Lamb to the Slaughter, having to escape. Will he be able to get away? Medevac coming in from the LT, not able to get there in time, but that's okay. The Anubarak was able to stay alive, and now Anubarak engaging on the Sonya, trying to peel for his Brightwing and LT. Not able to do too much. Able to keep them up, though. And the Butcher was caught by the Illidan, but unfortunately the Illidan then was taken out by the Falstad. The red team Falstad going in super deep there. Able to pick up a kill on the blue team Falstad, and Anubarak coming in from behind, trying to keep the red team Falstad alive from a Tassadar and Murky. Unfortunately fighting on the healing ward, so it won't be too successful in doing too much damage on his own there. Red team Falstad jumping on to the blue team Murky, getting Octo grabbed, but Brightwing able to pick up an easy kill, keeping the red team Falstad alive. So it looks like the red team will be capturing their Bruiser camp, and Falstad not finding the Murky Egg. Falstad just sort of roaming far away from his team, trying to pick up a kill on the Tassadar, is able to do it, but is then caught out by Sonya. His barrel rolls away, able to keep alive. Red team trying to rotate as fast as they possibly can, but it looks like they won't be quite in time with the dive from the Sonya. The Immortals will be spawning in 20 seconds for the fourth time. And Illidan just, again, stopping this push by the blue team's Impalers in the bottom lane before they can do any serious damage before this phase begins. And similarly, in the top lane, we have the Fallen Shamans for the red team pushing as we go into this Immortals phase. So, Murky looking like he's going in to try and clean up that Fallen Shaman. Not very successful at doing so. At least before the Immortals are spawning. So again, red team coming in here, throwing spikes out to stun the enemy Sonya, and just trying to defend. In the meantime, no red team damage going out on the blue team Immortal, but a good stun will help secure a kill on the Sonya with the Burrow Charge. Anubarak coming in here again to just try and engage. Hunt coming out from the Illidan to pick up a kill on the Falstad, but a great phase shield from the enemy team, or the blue team Tassadar, able to keep the Falstad alive. Butcher's charge on the red team Illidan, but not enough to do any significant damage while the LT's heal is on him. Lamb to the Slaughter going out on the LT though, and that gets him caught out. So the red team Illidan rotating back. Cocoon on the Butcher, preventing him from being able to do anything. Will the red team be able to pick up a kill on the Butcher? And it looks like great shield charge on the Illidan. However, with that Q coming out, not enough damage. Cosmic Wind coming out from the Brightwing, pushing everyone out to help the red team mitigate some of that damage, some of that burst from the Falstad and just pick up a kill on the Butcher and then rotate back to clean up the Immortals phase. In the meantime, the blue team Falstad is hearthing all the way back, while the Murky looks like he's rotating down to try and do some damage, or actually drop his egg. The blue team Falstad coming back in here. The phases were pushed by the red team, so the blue Immortal is down to 50% health and dropping quickly with all 5 of the red team on it. Murky coming in trying to do some mitigation. Not really able to do too much. However, Sonya jumping in on the LT. Anubarak again trying to peel as much as possible. The LT getting caught out and killed by the enemy team Sonya, but then disappearing. A Cocoon coming out from the Anubarak, stopping her from being able to move, and picking up a kill on the Archon Tassadar. And a great Hinterland Blast from the red team Falstad will be able to pick up a kill on the Sonya. So going into this Immortal phase, 2 members of the red team are down, Illidan and Lieutenant Morales, and 3 from the blue team are down. So pushing back in here. Now, while this red Immortal is pushing the bottom lane, there are 2 catapults on the keep, on the core, doing some pretty significant damage. But not enough to prevent anyone from rotating back. Looks like the Anubarak is trying to help peel for the Brightwing from this super aggressive Murky. Picking up a stun there should help him escape. And again, just really trying to help that Brightwing get away. Unfortunately, it looks like Brightwing came back in, so we'll see how this goes. In the meantime, Falstad getting charged and then lammed by the enemy team Butcher. However, the Falstad able to prevent any significant damage by bursting down that Butcher by turning around and fighting. In the meantime, it looks like the Immortal will be pushing this keep all the way down. Excellent push by the red team here. Blue team Falstad getting caught out, looks like pushed away, not really able to move through anything. Cocoon going out by the Anubarak, preventing the Falstad from being able to do anything. Tassadar trying to peel, but not really able to do much. Anubarak and Brightwing, though, rotating onto it. Illidan jumping onto the Falstad, blue Falstad trying to run away. Illidan not able to finish up that kill. The red team jumping on the core to try and clean up and end this game. Doesn't look like they'll be successful, getting pushed out by a very strong Whirlwind and shielded Sonya, having to retreat. And again, Anubarak dropping spines behind to just try and do some damage and stun the team. So again, the red team needing to escape here. In the meantime, it looks like the Murky has been doing some significant damage to the red team Falstad, but the blue team was picked up by the Illidan. Illidan, again, going in on the Tassadar, not able to do much. Unfortunately, the red team Falstad getting caught out by an excellent dive and spear throw by the Sonya, who is now whirlwinding into the entirety of the red team, which provides her with a massive amount of sustain. Cocoon going out on the Sonya to try and prevent her from being able to do any more damage, but a Lamb to the Slaughter from the Butcher, keeping him alive. Anubarak Burrow charging out of Lamb to the Slaughter just as it ends, comes out, and that actually prevented him from being pulled back into it. And again, the red team just trying to disengage here, while the blue team looks like they're trying to chase him down. So the blue team now rotating top, while the red team rotates top to clean up this minion wave, try and save that last keep that they have. In terms of core damage, the blue team's core is down to 46%, and the red team's down to 73%. And it looks like the red team will be going for their Bruiser camp just before this Immortal spawn, while the blue team does the same. Both teams are fully up. The blue team captured the Impalers, and again, so both the Impalers, the top Impalers, and the Fallen Shaman, just going into this Immortal phase is going to be pushing for the blue team, whereas the red team will only have their own Fallen Shaman. And again, the Immortals are up. Blue team looks like they're not going to actually be engaging on the Immortals right away. It looks like they'll be capturing the bottom Impalers as well to do some significant pushing for them during this Immortals phase, and that really helps keep pressure up on the red team, preventing them from being able to pay too much attention, really push with their Immortal. However, the trade-off to this is now the entirety of the red team is dealing damage to their own Immortal, while only 3 members of the blue team are dealing damage to the red Immortal. So able to push the blue Immortal down to 50% health. The red team is now moving into the middle of the map, while the enemy team's Murky and Sonya, along with Fallen Shaman coming in, doing some significant damage to the core, while the red team is just trying to deal damage to their Immortal. But the Butcher charging the Nubarak will actually pick up a kill on him, and the Falstad trying to disengage, not looking like he'll be able to, getting killed there, while LT, Brightwing, and Illidan coming in to stop the push by the blue team, and picking up a kill on the Sonya, and then immediately medevacing. Unfortunately, leaving the core with the Fallen Shaman on it. We'll see if they're able to deal with this. It looks like Illidan actually decided to stay behind and stop this push, this mercenary push, once and for all. While this has all been going on, the red team Immortal has been dealt quite a significant amount of damage, and this could be it for the red team. The blue team able to pick up a pretty easy finish on that. Brightwing looking like he was trying to do a bit of damage, not being very successful, and the red team just having to disengage and getting ready to deal with this push. In the meantime, the red team Fallen Shamans have actually pushed almost entirely unopposed, no damage on the actual Shaman, taking down the entire keep. But unfortunately, as I mentioned, Butcher moving in, finishing off that push, stopping that push, and the blue team Immortal is now pushing top. Both teams are fully up except for the Sonya, who will be up very shortly. So the red team has a bit of time to stop this Immortal. However, will it be enough time to prevent their keep from going down? The answer looks like it will be no. However, the red team picking up a pretty easy kill on the Murky, doing some damage with the Falstad's Hinterland Blast. Again, the red team just doing their best to try and stop this Immortal from being able to push in here and finish off the core, and the blue team Murky trying to come in and prevent that from happening. And the entirety of the blue team coming in here, looking like they're just trying to do damage to the core as much as possible. The red team core down to 13%, 11%, but Sonya getting killed on the blue team, picking up another kill on the Butcher, and picking up another kill, triple kill on the Falstad. The red team's core is down to 6%. The Murky trying to get in behind the red team to do just that last bit of damage, not really able to. Picking up a kill on the Tassadar and the Murky will dominate the enemy team, and the red team looks like they're going to be coming in to push very strong with this time to try and finish this game. Again, the red team core down to 6%, not really able to leave that undefended with Murky up, with his egg up, but it looks like a Nubarak will be just trying to deal as much damage as possible during the 23 seconds he has, along with the Illidan and the Murky. We'll see if that's enough time. Falstad trying to just deal with his Murky, try and keep him off the core. LT medevacing in to try and assist the enemy team, keep her teammates up through this core damage. Murky on the red team core, down to 6%, working through that shields, but it looks like the red team will be pushing through and picking up the